Man, do y'all think true reconciliation can happen after cheating? And what does that look like in a relationship?
Ooh. Honestly, through maturity, I have grown to a point where I think so. Like, and honestly, as it, being younger, I probably will either want to just break it off or get back. That's just immature mindset. Young, I don't really know no better. But as you grow older, you see that there's so many things that you go through in marriage, and cheating can be one of those things. And even in a relationship, like it don't have to be marriage. It's just like it's I think something you have to see can you get through? I think everybody has their breaking points, and everybody has their points where they can't get past it. And it's not always cheating, but you got to determine what type of cheating it was. Are you at fault in this cheating? Because sometimes in cheating, you can be at fault because you did.
What you in fault? How you in fault?
By neglecting your other partner.
I think what you're trying to say is like,
I think that make it tough though.
It makes it tough
because if that's the case, then a lot of people should be able to slide.
No. So neglecting don't mean I'm this one day I'm neglecting.
No. I ain't saying no one day. I'm saying like it takes a certain amount of time, and it's just like, damn, what you want me to do?
And I think what he's saying is the act of cheating is still wrong. Like that person should have never responded that way.
Yeah.
But in certain instances, sometimes actions do make you step outside.
No, I get it.
I mean, you should have the maturity and should have the wherewithal to be like, yo, this is not an appropriate response for the action that just happened. I probably should address it. I probably should, try to talk it over, work things out. But, not even before. That shouldn't even be a mindset. But sometimes actions lead to other actions. And the great Charlemagne the God says you can't control how somebody reacts to something. So
I mean, that's fair.
Whether that's right or wrong, but do you think you can reconcile after cheating? Do you think that's something that you can do?
I ain't gonna lie. That shit, like I get what both saying, like it takes a certain level of maturity sometimes to be able to see past that, but that shit really hard, bro.
It's hard.
Like that shit, like, cause I guess being the person who got cheated on, like that shit kind of fuck with your mental, like, cause now you thinking like, damn, why the fuck?
Yeah.
Why the fuck
and
that
remember,
happened?
folk, it was hard for me to put my words together because shit, it's tough,
man. Yeah, it's like for example, like with me, I would think, especially now this far in the game that I am now, if it was to happen, I don't think I could ever fully trust that person to the extent again.
Yeah.
And if I can't fully trust my partner to the fullest extent that it was, is it even fair for her to even still be in a relationship knowing that I don't trust you?
I think that's like, you know how like on the last episode I was saying you got to know somebody's past and you got to know where they at to see where they trying to go, because it's like you want to be in a space you ain't never been in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like similar to that, because it's like if you ain't never been in a situation where nobody has stepped out, you really don't know how you gonna respond.
Yeah.
You really, like in your head, it's easy to be like, just break up with him.
And then too, in that situation there, do you even want to be with somebody who's experienced something like that? Because now they may view you in a different lens that you didn't even...
Because they scorned by...
Because they hurt by something that's in the past. And we know how traumatic that can be. Like you just said, it takes a toll on the person that was the person that got cheated on.
Yeah, it does.
And so now going to a different relationship, how do I trust that person hasn't fully healed from that? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and I can't really like be the voice of reason, because to me, it's like, I don't know about y'all guys, if y'all ever been in that situation or not, but it's like, to me, it's hard to get over that thought, because it's like, damn, you, like, because you got to think about it. If the person you with is willing to step out or do something that would like literally crush you like that, then it's like, damn. And I love that person. What the fuck a stranger gonna do?
A stranger would do.
Like, I don't even know you to have, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no background check or nothing. I'm just supposed to trust the next person.
And then stepping in the shoes of that person who got cheated on, it's kind of hard to trust somebody else. Like you said, because you put all your chips in on this one person, right, that they wouldn't, they'll love you, they'll take care of you, they wouldn't do that to you.
I done put you on this damn pedestal.
And so now you done showed me that somebody I love to that extent can even be flawed.
Yeah.
So how can I go and trust somebody, a new stranger, that you might be even more flawed?
I ain't gonna like, because it would, especially like in marriage, I'd be like, I need marriage counseling. like we would like there would be a requirement for us to stay together is marriage counseling because I couldn't work through that myself.
Yeah, I then too. I don't know how. I'm not that mature of a person, so just like you know what, we're gonna move forward and we're just gonna like I can't,
like
and I
that,
know
bro.
that I'm probably gonna act as if you probably not my woman because I feel like you're not no more. Like you done stepped out, you would let somebody else have your body.
I don't even know you.
I don't
bro.
even like. So you can't ask me where I'm going and how I'm coming. You can't act. Don't ask me where you going. Why you come out so late? Don't worry about it.
My response is not gonna be what they were
at first.
Like
because
now
I'm hurt.
Man, I know you looking for me. I know you gonna be checking for me. I don't want you to be worried and shit. Hell no. But now it's like I don't even give a fuck.
And then
think I'm out here.
And then too, I don't feel like I'm even the type of dude to go and get back or whatever like that. But I could be out kicking it with y'all. But if you call me, I'm like, man, bro, what you calling me for? Like, don't worry about it. I don't feel like I owe you an explanation no more.
I thought like at one point that if that was to ever happen, that would be my immediate response. Mm-hmm. Oh hell no, you got me fucked up. It's plenty of them out here now. Hold up, I can go. You know what I'm saying? We can.
You ain't the only one trying to be the only one.
I ain't gonna make it a thing, but somewhere in my head, I see that as being the ultimate release because it's like, damn, that shit hurt me for real. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, shit, but you got me fucked up. I can't let you just get away with the shit unscarred. Like you like, damn, I'm sorry, it never happened again. Now, you know what I'm saying? Man, fuck that shit. Fall in love with me so I can give you this same fucking feeling you gave me. Cause that shit hurt.
That shit.
Well, hurt people. But that shit right there, it turns on the switch. Like,
because it's not only a betrayal of trust. It's a betrayal of trust plus the embarrassment that comes behind it.
Facts.
Now, whether it be a toxic male trait or whatever, the fact that you know all our relationships, everybody know who we with.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Everybody know who we've been together years with this person. So everybody know who we with. Mm-hmm. So you decided to step out knowing that people know who I am.
Yeah.
So that's embarrassing knowing that guy probably knew, oh yeah, I know she with him. I don't care. And you allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, men gonna be men. They gonna try to shoot their shot. It is what it is. You allowed it to happen as my wife.
Yeah. Especially in Jackson.
Because you could have shut it down. Right. You could have easily been like, nah, I ain't on that. I ain't with the XYZ. You allowed it to happen.
You know what's crazy?
So majority of the fault lies on the person who cheated.
That's facts.
Not the person who was able to lure them away. It's you allowed it to happen.
And you know, I used to think like certain stuff wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
But like over time, I kind of see the flaws in the shit. Where it's like, maybe I don't cheat back, but now I'm flirty again and shit. Because you know what I'm saying? It's at one point, you know what I'm saying? I'm single man, shit. I can get in a conversation and look, you know what I'm saying, make a meal or something.
Yeah.
But my act, it's just kept. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I'm shooting this shit. I just slid the DM. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I ain't saying slide back to the crib. I ain't even trying to get your phone number, nothing. I'm just, it really wasn't no point of me even doing it.
It was just for sport.
But I did it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, and I guess one crime ain't no worse than the other, but that's not true to me.
Yeah. And I guess too is like, what do you define as cheating? Like certain people don't mind certain things to happen. So in your textbook definition, what do you think cheating is? Like, what would you define cheating?
Shit. I guess.
Of course, besides intercourse with another person. Like,
I think anything with the intent to do. It's hard to put
because I can't even say that because it could be harmless. Like even what I just said, like it could be harmless. Like I'm really just shooting the shit. Like, but is that something that if my spouse saw that, is it gonna be just fun and games? Then I was just shooting the shit.
Nah, it ain't gonna be that sweet.
Nah, it ain't sweet. So there gotta be a form.
Because it gotta be something that if she did, you wouldn't allow. It's like
anything that you wouldn't allow your spouse to do. Then it's considered cheating, I guess, or anything like you said you wouldn't want your spouse knowing about. It's like
if I make you feel like, damn, I should have deleted that
like,
shit.
Yeah, you probably should have never did in the beginning with. I mean, I feel you on that. I feel like maybe anything done with like malicious intent, and when I say malicious, like you knew for a fact that this conversation, this text, this interaction it's out of pocket.
Right.
And it's different. Like if you meant them one way, but the other person took it differently, then we can kind of, reconcile that.
No.
It was like, no, I just said that I like his haircut. It wasn't like I was flirting with yada yada. But I'm just saying like X, Y, and Z. I'm just throwing an example out there. But if you doing it with malicious intent, this your work husband, and y'all flirting, and you like, oh, I love your haircut. You're like, oh yeah, and it's finna lead to something else. You're doing it with malicious intent.
I don't like that shit either.
That work husband, I don't like that work husband stuff either, bro. I don't have no work wife.
Me either.
I mean, it helps that I don't work with nobody like that, but
see, but then that's the thing though. I don't have a work wife, but I work with a lot of women.
Yeah,
I have, but that shit wouldn't be like that though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can with that stuff. It's so easy to overstep the lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're married and the other person isn't. They don't have nothing to lose, so they can flirt with you and talk with you all day. So when you step off in that water on some play, they going for the gusto because they feel like, man, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm trying to hit something.
But see, I always felt like for me, my great area, man, it's a long leap. Like I can go from I'm just bullshitting. I probably shouldn't have said shit. I couldn't help myself. I probably was drunk or some shit, just feeling good. I shouldn't have did. I knew better than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take whatever they come with. Whatever argument, damn, I shouldn't have did this shit. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think by the time I real life want to just go and be like, nah, I'm finna fuck something. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some different shit. I'm in the area where I'm probably leaning towards exiting.
Yeah.
I ain't really on the. Nah, I just want to hit that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's at a certain. Don't get me when I say this. Don't get me wrong. Like temptation is gonna always be there. That's something that's never leaving.
Oh yeah.
But I do feel like once you get to a certain point, and it's not an age restriction. Once you make it to a certain point in your manhood, you're like, for one, I got too much to lose.
Yeah.
I'm mature enough to know that me turning down this woman is not the end of the world. Like it's like I can do without this, or whatever. I feel like the real foul comes in when you never get control of that point in life, whatever. Like if that particular drive to go out there and chase women and get them for the sport never tones down a little bit, not even a little bit. We know the drive is gonna always be there because it's just how we hardwired to. You find women attractive. We're visual creatures, so we see something that's attractive.
Yeah. You
got to have a restraint to say, I see that that's attractive, but I'm going to hold down because I know better.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to risk losing what I got.
Yeah. Because I think, like, now I'm to a point where I just straight up just be like, man, shit, you ain't finna fuck this shit up for me.
It's like you got to.
You got too much.
What's the famous?
What?
What's the famous saying? Get out there, folks. Get out there, folks.
Because it's like, but it's like, because now it's like, finally in a good space and shit, you know what I'm saying? Happy man, and then it's like, shit, I kind of, you know what I'm saying? I like my home. I like my home. So it's like, I really don't have the desires to be on that type of shit. Like, I can see somebody on it and it'd be like, man, I'm finna slide, bro. I'm finna go to the crib, but like, because I can see how being in that surrounding, because then it's like you got to know your own tendencies. You got to know your own traps. You got to know, I know the type of women that could probably get me. Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm finna slide.
And then too, I feel like men who don't control that and they end up being like late 40s, 50s, 60s, and you still out here chasing women like that. Wow. I never viewed my life wanting it. That wasn't my goal or whatever like that. And so honestly, I feel like men who make it to that late stage and still haven't decided on what they want to do, I feel sorry for because it had to be some type of trauma, some type of hurt for them to be like, nah, I ain't settling down. Like, what took place to make you say, nah, I ain't never doing that?
That shit really is sad as fuck.
Could it be that somebody cheated on them that they really, really love? It's like, nah, I ain't doing it no more.
I think it's one
I'm
of
never
things,
attempting.
I think it's like people downplay this shit a lot, but a lot of people haven't been taught how to love people. Like, you get to, because it's like, I say this shit all the time. Like, older men wasn't telling us to get married.
Nah.
I haven't met, when I was younger, I didn't meet not one fucking man, unless they was probably, like, except Bo Dad. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do, what you can do. Like, except for him, it's like, wasn't nobody just, like, You still with her? Like, y'all gonna get married? Of course you gonna say that. Okay, I'm gonna take it back. Besides the church folks, and I ain't no offense to the church folks, but you know, they gonna be in your business. But nobody else was just like on some go get married, go get. And then what I was seeing didn't match the go get married.
And then, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and then I think about like we didn't have social media either back then. You didn't have the representations, like different representations, different type of lifestyles. Back then it was just like rap music. You know, they ain't talking about just getting pussy, fucking pussy. You know, getting money. But and then in your real life, we in Jackson, you don't see me in a couple like my parents. Like it's sad to say in our community, it's an exception to the rule as far as what I have.
That much.
Yeah, we not. Are we getting divorced early? Or you got the single parent home? It's just like that's not what we see in community that much.
But that's what you getting taught though. Like I could say I grew up. It was just me, my brother, and my mom. Who's there to teach me how to date? Nobody was there to teach me how to date. But then I go to my dad's side, and it's like, he's shooting the shit with me, right? But, you know what I'm saying? He gonna say whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because you get that. My son out here living it up. You get that little pat on the back, or your uncles come through and be like, nephew, you get that. And it's not saying you should settle down. It's saying you're young, live your life, whatever that means.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where sometimes with women, unfortunately, they don't have that luxury of like, yeah, you out here. You girl, go do your thing, girl. It's like, girl, you ain't married yet? When you gonna do so and so? So it's like,
I think it's the same concept because I think that the same people, like that's why I never liked the whole independent woman speech. I don't want to hear that shit. Because in the real world, in order to be married, you have to know how to be a team player. So it's still, to me, that all converts to the same shit. If your whole life, all you learning how to do is be a solo player, you have a hard time keeping a relationship because you don't know how to be a wife. You don't know how to support your man. You don't know how to be there when he's down. You don't know how to make him feel good. All you know is you.
Yep.
That's all you presenting to every nigga is you. And it don't take long, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to.
And could that be like a defense mechanism?
What you mean?
Like you said, hurt people, but also hurt people teach other people how not to get hurt.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It'd be toxic.
And so hurt people. So that maybe their mother was hurt. Yeah. So in my defense mechanism, I'm going to teach my daughter how not to feel the same hurt I feel. So don't let a man do this to you. Yeah. Girl, you need to get your own and yada, yada,
you need to be able to do this for yourself.
And so it ends up being counterproductive at the end of the day because not every person is going to hurt your daughter. But if she comes with that gusto as, I'm independent, I can do this by myself, X, Y, Z, well, all those are great traits, but can you put that aside and be my teammate? Can we work? Can we do this together?
And then that be my thing. Like, I'm not one of them dudes who I need you to do this and I need a woman to do that. I'm perfectly fine by myself, but I want you here. Like, I'm literally doing this stuff because I want you here. So it be the whole concept be kind of like messed up when it's like, I don't need no man. Nigga ain't do nothing for me. I can do this for myself. It's like, nobody's asking you to need me. Nigga, I want to be with you because I want to be with you. And I would like to know that you want to be with me.
And then even the whole thing, like, I don't need you. I can do this by myself. But I'm not asking you to do it by yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're carrying a heavier load than what you have to.
Facts.
I'm telling you that I'm willing to help you. We can do this as a unit. But maybe you learn from your mother. Maybe you've experienced things that make you want to act in this way, but it's not necessary.
But I think that because, you know, like women, they'll set it up and say that, you know, men are intimidated by them type of women, but it's really annoying as fuck.
That's not, to me, it's not intimidation. That's just not attractive.
It's not attractive.
Yeah, it's like why would I want somebody that I have to be in a battle with? Somebody, I heard
constantly to be with you. I'm just trying to be with you and keep the house, make it easier on everybody like you do when you with somebody. And I'm here to make it easier for you.
And I think sometimes they might misinterpret. And we're not talking about the guys who actually don't want you to do nothing, just sit at the house and be just.
We ain't talking about ancient
We're not
niggas.
talking about that. What I'm talking about is the guys who actually come in and want to do something for you, like to help you, to make the load easier for you, and you do the same vice versa for him. Yeah. I just kind of wanted to, specify that or whatever, because I feel like sometimes when they say that they're intimidated by an independent woman,
certain type of guys,
I would hope that my woman can go out. If God forbid I can't, she has the means to go out there and get it on her own.
Yeah.
That's a trait I want you to have.
Yeah.
Like, put it like this. I want you to be able to go out there and hunt yourself. But I'm saying you don't have to.
Yeah.
But knowing you have the ability to do that is great. I'm not saying that I don't want you to do it. You don't ever have to do it. But I'm saying you don't have to work as hard.
Yeah,
That's the whole point.
Yeah, because that's one thing I did learn from my parents. Like my mama got her doctorate. She made a lot of money in teach. She was making more than the principal just because she had all these different certificates. She could have very easily did it on her own. But she taught me at a young. The reason I treat your dad and say when he get home, I don't know what it feels like to be a man and have to deal with the problems he has to deal with in the real world. Why would I make him come to home to more trouble? That's why she was on our ass when we was kids. Like, now your dad don't need to worry about nothing when he get home. My dad working 14, 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
So he don't need to come on to more struggle,
But
more trouble.
that's a perfect example. Like, your mom is more than capable to go out there and do that. And I'm sure in some instances, she did have your daddy back.
Mm-hmm.
It was sometimes your daddy needed some help financially or whatever. And I'm pretty sure she did have his back.
Mm-hmm.
If I get into a street fight, nothing makes me feel more comfortable than knowing that my girl has the ability to knock a nigga out too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do I want her to fight on my behalf? No,
No.
of course I would have. But just in case I start getting my ass whooped, I want her to come with a strong right
I mean,
and drop somebody. You know what I'm saying?
why wouldn't you want that support though? Why wouldn't you want her to do
So
that?
I'm not intimidated by the fact that she can.
Yeah.
That's an asset that you have that you don't have to
That's
put
a
on
myth.
display.
That's a myth.
It is. For example, my woman makes more money than me right now.
Yeah.
A significant more because I moved back here to be here.
Yeah.
But she not holding it over my head. Like, she not holding on to the head that she make more money. We
Yeah.
still split everything. I still pay for primarily most of the dates. We still treat it as such as that I take care of her. But it's just because she can do it on her own, she don't have to.
So like, I think that's the myth. I think, oh, your woman make money, that make you feel the type of way, don't it?
Yeah.
No, that's a plus.
That's a plus.
Because guess what? Even though she makes more money, when we put ours together,
Yeah.
now we have even more because we're a unit, we're a team, we work together.
And that was the reason I was willing to take that pay cut coming back from New Orleans. I'm like,
But see, that's a trust. That's a trust.
That's
thing.
a trust thing because you knew that she was gonna have your back.
Facts. Cause she, some women they be like, shit, I can't date nobody they'll make more money than me. Like, bro, what the fuck you on? Like, what's the end goal here? Like,
Yeah.
because what you put together is our money. It's like, it's no more, oh, that's your money, that's my money. It's our money. We determine what we're going to do with our
So
money.
getting back to like the quote unquote cheating topic or whatever, Gabrielle Union came out and she was saying that for her ex-husband, boyfriend, whatever, she said she felt like she could cheat. I'm butchering this, but she felt like she could cheat because the fact that she was making more money, she was taking care of majority of the bills, so she felt entitled to go out there and cheat.
so what I'm gonna say is that is the same setup.
That's the same toxic trait that they say
That's
men have, right?
But see, you carry that down because, like I said, people don't know how to love. They weren't loved. Like they got treated, they got handled a certain way, and that's all they know. But they never learned how to be loved or give it.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, that same concept is like when people, they like to say, well, back in the day, granddaddy used to do this and grandma used to be at the house. And so it was like the breadwinner gets to make all the calls.
Mm-hmm.
Breadwinner gets to do whatever they want to do. Same concept. And so for those people who are envious towards that type of lifestyle where they say, well, I don't need my man to do this, I need my man to do this. You kind of like in between a rock and a hard place because you kind of, that could happen. That could happen. That could be a thing because it's like, damn, I'm making so much money and I don't need you to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really carry no weight around here.
And
so
I feel like
I feel in a sense of entitlement.
And I feel like now it's very rare that a couple can get together and not need both of people, not need both
of the incomes, yeah.
Like in this day and age, unless you just have some great job, you're some professional athlete, you're some high-paying power type job, most of the time, even though I do make more money than you, I still need help from you to come in and do some stuff.
But to me, it's not even always about the help. It's just like you're limiting us. Like, even if you do make all the money, I might not make as much. But shit, throw my shit in there too, and we probably can have a little bit, like slightly better.
If you make 100,000 and I make 50,000,
just throw it in there.
Now we got 150 if we together.
Yeah, because even when people they do statistics, they say household income. They don't say, well, she make 100 in here, he make 50. So it's like, I don't know. I think people think about stuff like that in a very immature way.
I feel like it's an overcorrection.
Yeah.
I feel like for so long, unfortunately, ladies felt as if their voices weren't heard in the household. They feel like they didn't have any input. They feel like because the man was at that time was the primary breadwinner, and now things have changed. They want their lick back. It's like now, I'm the one that's wearing the pants around here
what's
now,
crazy?
and so it's an overcorrection.
I was just having a conversation the other day, and I was like, if I was to have a son, I wouldn't teach my son to be a player. Only because I see how that impacts the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many hurt folks. It's so many, because it'd be like, it really ain't no reason for that. It's like, I know you like me. I know you like me too. I could talk to both of y'all, but I don't really like her. I'm gonna just talk to her. I'm gonna just let you know I don't really like you in that way, or it's somebody else that I like a little bit more. Like, that's all I had to say. Yeah, it might hurt your feelings, but it ain't gonna be the same hurt feelings as feeling like you gave your all to somebody who didn't give a fuck about you.
And then too, it's like you said, it's so many scorned people out there on both sides, male and female, and you can't say that their hurt or their pain isn't justified. Something made them feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's probably a legit reason what made them feel that way. The problem comes in is when you don't go out there and seek the proper healing and the proper counsel for that emotion that you just experienced. You probably go out there, probably got some homeboys just finna tell you, man, just go out here and talk to some old girl, bro. You good. But you still scarred from that girl cheating on you. You ain't got over there yet.
But see, that's like, to me, that's like spewing hate. Because it's like, instead of acknowledging the fact that I'm really fucked up, I'm really fucked up, so my thinking may be a little different. And instead of acknowledging it, or even just putting that claimer out there before you start to try to give me advice about what used to happen, or how all women are, or how all men are, just say from your experience, from the guys you dated. Because then I could make a quick analysis, like the type of person you are and shit, and be like, you probably was dating these type of guys. Like, we ain't in the same category. Like, we ain't in the same type of, we ain't sitting at the same table. The type of women you date, I don't date them type of women. So it's like, I can't really even compare that.
Thanks. And then too, even on the guy side, like, after you've been hurt one time, you feel like, all women, they just want this. All women just trying to, you go into that mindset, you potentially running out somebody who didn't even have intentions of doing it.
But see, then it's a lot, like, confused, like, just everything just in one little ball. Because it's like, you could get hurt, or you could be the kid that didn't get nobody one looking at you, or you could be the chick, because the same thing happens both ways. You, the guy who really wasn't getting no looks, he wasn't getting no women, then he uses money to get his women, and then he playboy. You get the girl, I ain't gonna say ugly, but she wasn't getting the looks, so she wasn't getting the dudes that she liked, that she found attractive. They wasn't looking for her. But then she kind of upgraded a little bit. Now she got a little more to choose for. But now she getting wrapped down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she getting wrapped down not because she just liked it, because
she's available now.
Yeah, she had a desire. Now the people that she like want her.
Want her back.
I think I do agree with the whole shit. Like the people who like you.
Yeah.
Like the people who like you, because otherwise you're going to fall in the category of hurt people, because it's like they with you for the wrong reasons. Like, that's why I always say this shit. Don't like me because I do this or I do that, or you think you can get this from me. Hell no. Like me because you like me straight up. I ain't even mad at the personality. Like, shit, that's a good like to me.
Yeah.
Don't like me because I got a good job. That's some bullshit.
Because then, at the end, the person that you like because they have a good job, they go figure it out. They go start feeling used. Yeah. Like, they go feel like you really don't like me. You're here along for the ride. You're here for what I can provide.
Yeah.
So it's like, if this job went away, are you going away also? 9 times out of 10, if that's what you're here for, yes.
But then if I know that, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, people just be looking at the picture, like a piece of it. They don't look at the whole picture. Because it's like, if I'm the dude who working hard, or I got the money to do all this stuff that you desire, you see on Instagram, you're like, hell yeah, he take care of me. If I got this, and the only reason you with me is because I got that, and once I realize that, now I feel it's fair game for me to be the nigga like, shit, I'm finna go get on some hoes.
Yeah.
You only with me because of the money. You don't like me like that, so shit, if I was to slide, you would be straight anyway. You would still get the money.
Yeah.
that's what you're here for, then shit, you not gonna be hurt.
Yep. Like if you only, like you say, if you only here for the money, then you don't. I can move freely how I want to because you're only here for the money. You're not here for me as a person.
As long as I'm taking care of you, as long as I'm providing these services for you, you good. So shit, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
And I feel like maybe it's a lot of women out there like that probably.
And that's what I'm saying. That go back to it's too many good women.
And then too, if that's the case, then I feel like you selling yourself short.
On happiness.
On happiness. Yeah, you got all the tangible things, you know, you doing all that stuff, but you don't really have a true love for that person. Your true love could be somewhere else, but this person providing for you. So you like, I'm gonna stick around, I'm doing
Unfortunately, a lot of people do that.
Stick around, stay in relationships, stick around.
That shit, bro. I'm not doing it, bro. I don't care. I'm not doing it for no reason, bro. Cause it don't make sense, bro. It's too much going on. To me, that's like the same people that like hold grudges for extremely long times. It's like, why? Just let this shit go. There's nothing you could do about it. Just let this shit go. But just something you could do about not being happy. I don't have to sit here with you and be fucking miserable every day. For what? That's a terrible fucking life to live. That's a terrible fucking life to give. And you can say you're doing it for the kids. That's a terrible fucking life to show. I'm faking like I like her. We not really interacting much, but we here for the kids. Man, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like I say all the time, you could be a good dad and you could be a mom. Y'all can co-parent. There's nothing fucking wrong with co-parenting.
Yeah.
Cause you showing your kids fake love, and then that's how this shit happens. Like people they be hurt. Cause it's like I know so many men that you settle.
Mm-hmm.
Women do the same shit. You settle. It's not that this person makes you feel so good. It's just like, fuck, I want to be by myself. At some point you go, I don't want to be alone.
Or you feel like you invested so much time that it's like, man, we've been together 15 years, so I might as well just stay with the person.
You don't want to start over.
Like that's a lot to do to start over.
Yeah. I mean, that's scary.
Like I know this person in and out, even though there's a lot of things I don't agree with. Yeah. I'm unhappy here.
I want it to work.
I want it to work.
One day I want them to come around.
Yep.
But then at the same time, like at some point, you got to take accountability. It ain't even them. They've shown you exactly who they are, and you accepted them as such.
Yep. And 9 times out of 10, they probably was that person the whole time. You was just got into that with the host that they'll change one day or they'll come around.
Yeah, for
and
you.
So now, 15 years later, they still ain't came around. They still ain't changed. And so now it's an issue now.
Yeah.
And so then, too, as your significant other, you feel slighted in a sense because it's like, you knew I was like this. I thought you were happy with me being like this. Yeah. And so now
you telling me to change.
Now 15 years later, you telling me you want a divorce because I act like this. I've been acting like this.
It's been me.
Yeah. That ain't really a good reason.
Yeah. And so then now that person is hurt.
That shit weird, man.
You just go in a circle, man. It's crazy.
That's why you can't settle, bro. You just gotta stick it out. Like I am a strong believer. And if you want the love, just keep going for it. Don't fight for love. Don't fight for love. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. Because motherfuckers either like your ass or they don't. Mm-hmm. I feel like you know how folks be like trying to get that spark back? I can get that in terms of sex, because that's a lot of sex to be having, man, with one person. But sex and love ain't the same thing. So it's like, just like we watched that video with that old lady that was telling that man, put that Bengay on my knee, like she ain't trying to get laid. He's like, man, I can still have sex. She's like, fuck that, I ain't doing what them young girls do. We old now. We just gonna be old.
Yeah.
She still love it, nigga. She just ain't,
so,
you know.
I saw this thing where they were saying, like, love is not an emotion, it's actually work. And so, and like, the reason this is from, like, he was a pastor, so he was talking from the Bible. And he said, so when Jesus died in the cross, he died out of love, but did he just sit still or did he get nailed to a cross? So his example was that it was all work. Like when God loves you, I'm just using it, even you don't believe it.
Like it ain't, like it's not easy. Like
he was like just because like the emotion, the emotion comes and goes. Like, but the actual work that goes into keeping the marriage, keeping the relationship together, it is working to that. You can't just sit back and say, "Oh, I love the emotion that I feel in this moment is gonna carry us through this entire time." No, it's gonna be me taking time to learn your likes and your dislikes. Me knowing that even when you piss me off, I can't respond to you in a certain way because it's gonna make you like that's the work. Yeah. You know, even if you feel like you may need to go and get some outside relationship counseling, that's the work. Having the uncomfortable conversations, that's the work. So having that work it's gonna prolong the relationship versus just the emotion of when I see you, I get happy. You make me feel safe. Yeah. Like that's gonna come and go. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in marriage, because you're gonna be married to somebody 40, 50 years, and
Until you die.
Until you die,
and then sometimes that person might piss you off, bro.
And you think emotions
sometimes.
Exactly. So that happens, but you have to stick it out and knowing that that emotion comes and goes. So if you act on make a permanent decision because you had an emotion in the moment, then that's messed up.
I guess I'm saying more so like the will, not the.
What do you mean, like
the will?
Like
you gotta have some type of willpower to want to learn your person. To know that this makes you upset.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So that's I get what you're saying with that, like, because that becomes frustrating too. What if you have the will and the other person don't?
Then there ain't no point.
That's what I'm saying. So like, you constantly trying to work it out. Like, hey, babe, you want to try to go to a relationship camp? I ain't finna go do it. Oh, hey, babe, I ain't finna do it.
But I honestly can see how they could drive somebody to spew hate out. Like, just imagine being or having that person and you just going hard in the paint. I'm trying my best to make sure you know I love you and I show you that I love you every fucking day despite the angry days, the sad days. And and then they just half-assing you the whole time.
I was about to go into that. That goes back to that first example where he says, so you trying to pour into that person, you showing them I'm loving you, you trying to come up with different little resources the way we can fix whatever we got going on. I'm trying, and that person half-assing, and then finally this person finally said, you know what? Shonda at work don't be doing all that. I'm finna give her a call.
Not Shonda at work.
And so now, was the action wrong? Yes. Yep. But there was something that caused that person to do that action.
It was warranted.
And so that goes back to our first example of how, yes, the act of cheating is wrong.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can be driven to
that's what
do
I was
that
saying,
action.
That's what I was saying about, like, cheating is not the only big downfalls in marriage. Like if you neglect a person years and years upon years, what the hell you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna sit there and not do nothing?
No, you ain't coming to support her at her game or whatever, but Johnny, he always show up front row. He buy tickets, he support, he at the booster club stuff, he helping out.
But you know what be fucked up to me is when it's like you only talking about, like, cause sometimes you could be selfish and feeling neglected. Like, if I'm not going to the game by choice, that's a different ball game. I'm not showing you no support. I completely understand how the fuck John was able to fucking will his way. Mm-hmm. But if I'm not there because I'm fucking working, come on, man. You gotta kiss my ass, man.
But that's when you gotta communicate.
And I feel like that's where your
communication sometimes, even communicating it won't rid the feeling.
And I feel like that's where the other person has to be more mature. Because the feeling gonna come is like, dang, everybody else gonna hear mine ain't here. But you gotta know mentally, like, the reason my man ain't here because he working to provide for my family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be emotionally mature enough to understand when you in those situations to remind yourself of the why. You know what I'm saying? So he's not here because he's working. Right. She's not here because she's at home watching our child while I do this. Yeah. It's not like they're perfectly, willfully neglecting me in this moment.
And then you know what's crazy though, because I it's just like fuck. It's hard to think that could never happen because it's like so much stuff. Like even like we were talking about last time about the life, and it's like we like the stability, we like the family thing. We have desire to want that. Like that's what we look forward to. Like our kids growing up. You know what I'm saying? That's fun. That's excitement. But then it's like fuck. What about the it's still like I guess the whole notion of the routine shit come into play.
But that's why you set your goals in a relationship. Y'all have to have goals. It can't be one person saying, "Oh, I want to just do this every day, step by step." Well, no, we have to agree that this is what we're doing now to do something different. Like for example, one of the goals we have in our relationship, we want to make enough money to where we can go on trips when we want to, not when we can afford to. So like we don't want to just we can afford to go now. We want to be like, yeah, we're gonna go today. Like we want to build to this.
It's a drop of a hat. We can just do it.
And we want to make sure our kids are taking, like, one of the things I always wanted to do is make sure that my kids had better than what I had. And I had a lot. My parents worked their ass off for what we had. So I want you got to build on those things. So like, I think that's a punk ass excuse to say that we in a schedule and that shit boring.
That shit boring.
And so, but I get what you're saying though, because it's like your significant other getting bored. They're getting bored of doing things that we have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to go to work. I have to take care of my kids. I have to cook dinner. I have to take little Bobby to football practice. So you tired of the routine, but these is things that have to be done.
Yeah.
So you want me to neglect things that have to be done so we can shake up the routine a little bit. That's crazy to me.
I guess I said that because of all the hurt people that's older and what they display. It's like, to me, it be kind of weird sometimes, like when you see the older women doing young girl stuff, like to get attention, and that's weird to me. And then it's weird to me also to see older guys kind of soliciting young girls because they don't know no better or because they not in a space where they can, like, it's like you what is it? Preying.
Mm-hmm.
You're preying on young adults.
I mean, but it's.
But going back to that woman one, like when older women acting like young ladies going out doing X, Y, Z.
That's weird to me.
I feel like it may be because, and this is just a hypothesis I'm just throwing out there. I ain't even thought this through.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maybe it's because, for one, maybe they got married too early. Maybe, fresh out of high school, they didn't get a chance to experience that life. And so now that they have an opportunity to, they're going and like, when I was younger, I was married, I had a kid, so and so and so. Now I got an opportunity, I'm divorced, my child grown, bet, I'm outside.
I guess is my whole thing is you don't have to go through with none of that stuff. Like, I'm not saying, because I hate for that to happen to anybody. Like, I ain't saying to tell a nigga, hell nah, you want to be married, but you don't want to be married, don't get married. Like, y'all can get engaged and postpone the wedding. Like, y'all ain't gotta go through with it, because something might happen. Like, I done seen people call the wedding out, call the engagement out, because shit, that's life. But to force yourself to go through some shit just to complain about it years from now, that's fucking weird to me. But it's like, why put yourself through all this stuff just to be like,
I feel like
I missed it.
Maybe outside pressure. Maybe at the time, maybe they thought it was a good idea. It's a lot of times people do things they think is a great idea, but on the back end, like, that was kind of dumb.
Choices shape your world tomorrow.
That's what it was about to kill it.
I cannot feel sorry for a choice you made. Now you want to act immature. I can't feel sorry for you. Like, I'm sorry, but you made that choice to get married young. And my thing is, you got to enjoy the little things. Like, you got to think about the things you enjoyed through that marriage. Like when I have a kid, I don't think I might not enjoy going to their football games, baseball. I'm in a different stage in my life. Like, for example, I fucking hurt my shoulder. I can't bench no more like I used to. I'm old. It's time to hang the shit up. So like you gotta learn that, like, nigga, you gonna get old. You either get old or die, nigga. So you need to start learning to live different type of lifestyle.
Yeah, I feel like if the lifestyle isn't detrimental, like if you not doing things that's gonna hurt you financially, hurt you physically, stuff like that, go for it. If you're of a certain age, of a certain caliber, you've had your kids, you got divorced from your husband, whatever.
I'm only talking about you complaining about it. Like, I don't really care about you choosing. Now you want to go to the club.
I mean, I feel like at a certain point you gotta take responsibilities for your actions too, because you decide to go out there and do that or whatever. But the physical act of going out and still wanting to act young, they gonna forever do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the opportunity to now.
Well, I guess that's not the problem. I'm just talking about more so the people who do it and complain about it, because they the same people who telling these folks you should do this when you did that, because they done missed out on moments.
I hate the fact that there are so many people getting advice from people who are not qualified to give that advice. So in that situation, that person had a failed marriage. That person is clearly unhappy with the even thought of marriage. Now they're going out there and trying to make up for lost time because they were married. And then now you're going to go and ask that person for marriage advice. That don't make sense.
Yeah, that don't make sense. So
you, as a person who is seeking to get married, as a person who wants that type of lifestyle, align yourself with people who have successful lifestyle, who have a successful marriage.
And I guess even with like the idea of seeking counsel from people that are married or people who have been married for a while, I guess it's still like Damn, bro.
Man, I feel.
Damn, you fucked me up, baby. Go ahead.
But I was just saying, like, you gotta be mindful of who you seek advice from. That's male and female. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going back to what you said. Luckily, I had a father. My parents been married for like 45 years, I think. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I had a good example or whatever. But you gotta go and you can't listen to your old drunk uncle telling you, man, you don't need to be out here doing. It's like you gotta have some type of discernment about yourself. And be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't listen to you. Why, if you're not living the lifestyle that I see myself living,
That's what I
why
was
would
finna
I
say.
ask you for advice?
That's what I was finna say. Hey, Brent had messed me up.
Man, don't blame Brent. He ain't
He
do
gave
nothing.
me the head nod. That's why I was like, yo. But then it threw my thought off. But what I was finna say is, you got to seek counsel from people that live basically the lifestyle, or that you can see. Not that I see that on Instagram, because anybody can smile for a picture.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a happy video. I see people all the time fake drunk. Like I can don't do that. Like that you can see actually put the work in. Cause you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference from a couple or like people who are in a relationship who actually put the work in on both sides. Cause it's gonna always be one person. Like they say, it's gonna be one person who love a little bit more than the other person. But if you could tell the difference between somebody who's happily married and somebody who's just married, that's all I was gonna say.
But yeah, man.
You got anything else, Bo, before we close up shop?
We close out with that, man. You said a nice little soliloquy. You had to get it together,
Yeah,
but
man, shit, man. But I guess, man, shit, we'll holler at y'all next time, man. I ain't gonna even do this
Man,
no
nah.
more, man.
I want to talk to these people.
Go ahead.
Y'all been running the views up. I appreciate y'all, man. We've been seeing a little bit of growth.
Yeah.
We got some stuff in the works. We planning on some stuff, man. I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with us through the inconsistency.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
we've been taking some time off here and there. Life happens, but we back and we got some good content that we're gonna put out for y'all. We got a lot of stuff in the works, so thank y'all for rocking with us.
Oh yeah, man. And I ain't saying shit to AD or Bo about this, but shit, man. If y'all got some kids we can talk to, man, do some community service or some shit, man. I'm just trying to get outside, you know what I'm saying? Our usual thing, man. We can, you know what I'm saying?
man.
fine with me.
Go talk to some folks, man. But shit, other than that, you good, Bo?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I just make sure.
one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if this is gonna be out soon enough. Go support the Jackson Indie Week. Like we don't do enough of this supporting our own stuff. It's a small little thing. Hopefully, it might not. But either way, it's gonna be here next year. Hopefully, so if y'all able to go to support some of these local events, especially done by our people and in the Jackson area, because we go through enough in this area as far as stuff we have to deal with, infrastructure and water. So like when we have some shit, support it so we can still have it.
For sure.
Good stuff, Bo. All right, man. Well, as always, views.